What's up, child of God? Welcome on today's episode. I am Y311H. I'm not alone. Together with my bunny friends, we say thank you for clicking this video. Today, you shall be helping us in spreading love and peace to the whole world, which we intend to do by reacting to good vibes videos. Mind blowing videos like the ones we shall be seeing today. Videos full of love. Like the first video there, my friend, showing how some wonderful earthling with a heart of gold spread love to the nature out there. You see? And they got incredible results, wonderful things, and all these things. As we react to them, we are guided by the Supreme Creator, Almighty God, whom we really acknowledge. My friend, I also have other interesting stuff. Now, this one is a short story. Wait a minute. Just hold on. Yeah, this one is a short, interesting, and a story with lots of wisdom and will teach us a thing or two. Let's hear it. On another day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them to present before him. And the Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Hmm? Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming through the earth and going back and forth in it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil, and he still maintains his integrity. Though you incited me against him to ruin him without any reason." "Skin for skin," Satan replied. "A man will give all he has for his own life." This story, good episode, continues. It's a very interesting story. And because today's episode are also interesting, I'd request you to continue reading this one for yourself if you can. It's from Job 2, straight from the book of wisdom, one going down. And if you have a different version of this book, you can tell us what it says down below. Now, that God that had summoned all angels and Satan himself is the one that we acknowledge here and believe in to help us in our mission. So let's talk with this mighty God before we start the show of today. Dear Lord Father, thank you for this day. Come before you in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for your adorable viewer that have joined us today, Father. Thank you for the word that we've read from the book of wisdom. Help us to understand it, Father, in a loving way, dear Lord, as you meant it for us. Dear Lord, may this viewer see your miracles and blessings in their life through this video. Uplift their souls, Father, and give them hope. Be good to them and forgive them all their sins. May your Spirit guide us till the end and your Holy Ghost cover us. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Good vibe source. Let's dive in. Aha, look at this. Largest wasp nest in Australia. What? Largest wasp nest. Ooh, and it's in a person's house. My God. When Good Vibe Store did not see this one forming up, or they decided to live with the nature there together. This is one Good Vibes guy. Decided to live with the wasps in his home. Probably this is a whole entire generation. From ancestors to cousins of ancestors, all those, you see, lineages and lineages of wasps live in this guy's bathroom. My God, does he use it? You can ask yourself, Good Vibes, do you think he uses his bathroom? Oh, this is some good webs fella. Did he make this wasp nest or the wasp made them eat by themselves? This is crazy. Look at it. Oh my God, it's like it has covered quarter oh, of his washroom. How is this possible? Oh, huh? Out here people are full of good vibes, you see? Like this one. I wish you could have showed us some wasps there in action building the nest there. See, this is crazy. This is not something that took one wasp or some wasps a day. This took rows and rows of wasps. They had to tell one another so that they come up and build up this stuff. You see, I think they must have explored on that guy and confirmed he can allow them to do this. Because you, my friend, watch him. How up to how long could you have accepted the wasps to build their house like this in your house? Tell us down below and please be honest. It's the way we are always saying, be honest. You see? Look, his washroom is here. Oh, but he doesn't use this washroom. Maybe this is a room he doesn't use. Hmm. Or maybe he left the room for the wasps. You see? Who knows? He decided if the wasps want to live inside in my washroom, no problems. I can leave the washroom to the wasps, pick some good vibes guy. Myself, I can sort myself out here. You see? He must have thought about people in Africa and told himself, I don't think all of those guys back there have washrooms. You see? Can sort myself up as I wait for this good vibes guy to finish their business. Let's see if they fill up the whole washroom. It's interesting though. Good vibes all who have been watching. Thanks for those comments that you've been leaving behind. Thanks for hitting that like button randomly. God bless you abundant. When you see good things in your life, by the way, see, sometimes if good vibes explode, hit the super thanks button so that you can get more surprises like this. Look at this. Look at how these things can build. Can you believe those wasps can build something like this? How? What do they use? Hey, this is unbelievable. These things are very wise, my friends. You see, this could be like a whole entire world of wasps, like another Earth. You see, maybe a wasp from Africa reaches there and is surprised.
What is the real reason why wasps sting you? Well, let me tell you, man. Let's go. Okay, so the reason behind this is pretty deep, so make sure you listen up. Bees normally make honey for them to survive during the winter. But you see, wasps, they never actually adapted to do that. The only wasp that can survive through the winter is going to be the queen wasp. And you see, during spring, they normally make a small nest and they lay a few eggs. The queen will then look after them until they become worker wasps. Until sadly it comes to around now, August time, where the queen wasp changes. From around springtime to around August, she's been producing a pheromone that keeps all of the worker wasps on task. And now coming into September time, because she has stopped producing this pheromone, the worker wasps can no longer stay on task and they will not be able to work. The queen wasp will then lay a few more eggs which will also become queen wasp and they will be able to survive through the winter with her. And then after that, sadly, the worker wasps become abandoned and lost and they roam the fields and the streets, people's houses for food and somewhere to live. The no longer working wasps are homeless with nothing to feed on and they need sugar. So sometimes whenever you're eating and it has sugar inside it, then wasps will come over and try to steal some of it. That's because they're trying to grab as much food as they can to try and keep themselves alive for the winter. And the normal wasps also carry a special pheromone which will start to alert other wasps if you start to attack them. The whole gang will start to get a signal and they'll think that they're under attack, so they will start to attack you as well. So if you feel bad for them, then just get some sugar and then leave it out by your door.
Breaking news, after Donald Trump threatens tariffs against the European Union, saying that they treated the US so badly, he's now threatening tariffs on all BRICS nations, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and more, if they decide to abandon the US dollar. The president of Brazil, Lula da Silva, has fired back saying that if you tariff us, we'll tariff you. This comes as the United States imposed a 25% levy on Canada, Mexico, and a 10% one on China, which President Xi Jinping has vowed to counter. The leader of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, has ordered her economic minister retaliatory tariffs, and here is the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to...
Join me on Discord to talk about it.
Check this out. The Southwest has some absolutely unique and incredible landscape.
This whole place, what we're looking at, was nothing but sand dunes, like Sahara Desert. What we're looking at is actually sand just like this. When you touch that, hold on, when you look at these rocks, it's just sand like this. It's the ocean water that began to form them hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Water going down. To the native people, the white within the sandstone is a reminder that this earth was also emerged by water. You see, what happened is, once the water left, it's the wind. Nigiocho, we call it in Navajo. It's the wind that actually created this whole area. That's why it's sacred. Neo, the chain, the trails of the wind. They say from an aerial view, you can actually see where the wind went through. 100 more years of water eating away. They began to eventually carve away. If I can do it, there's a mitten there. Of course, the wind takes over a lot of that. And eventually, what happens is the wind will eat away. And actually, that's how your orchids are formed. And then eventually they'll put a foundation with these monuments. When you see these air bubbles, they're actually turned to caves. It took thousands and thousands of years to create this whole area. We're doing it in a matter of minutes here. And of course the wind takes all that away. If the sun is at 100 degrees, it'll bake this, and I can actually pick this up. People look around, look at trees growing out of these sandstone. There's no.
This is Monument Valley on the corner of Utah and Arizona, United States. Now, if you notice, these are cut blocks in the ground. And I've been trying to tell y'all that ancient people had technology that they don't tell us about. So how did these blocks happen naturally? I know there's going to be someone that drops in the comments and defends the matrix programming to try to explain how this is natural. These cuts, look at that cut. Look at these cuts all throughout the land here. You can see it's pre-cut. Y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, right? These cuts, it starts at the edge, and then it goes all the way through here, even down up in here. And on the right side where my finger you can't see my finger, but over there too. This looks like somebody took a pizza cutter and just pre-sliced the pizza. So you just grab your piece. That's what that looks like. This is pre-flood. The reason why we know it's pre-flood is because there are fossilized sea creatures all up in this whole area on these rocks, these cubes and stuff. So they were building something back then, and then the flood came, and this is the evidence. This is not natural. This is not natural, okay? Let's continue. We wouldn't even know about this unless this independent guy found this stuff. This is a cube. Look at those dimensions. Right angles. How did they do this? How did they do this? How did they cut the earth like that? Laser technology, people. I'm trying to tell you, ancient people have mad tech. And we're impressed with the iPhone. Okay? They cut the earth like this. And it's like, what were they building? Stuff like the pyramids and stuff like monoliths is what they were building. So what is the point of this video? The point of this video is to get you to question the mainstream information and question what you're being told. Because they conveniently forgot to tell us about this in school. They skipped that part. All right? Intelligent human beings, probably with the Nephilim giants, were cutting these blocks out to build monoliths and temples and all kinds of stuff back in the day. But they didn't tell us about this. Why? Why are they hiding that? Question what you're being told. My natural position, if I hear some major story, something happened and it was caused by this, I immediately doubt the cause. I immediately doubt the reason as to why it happened. Okay? And they're going to tell you that the pyramids were built by hand chiseling rocks out of the mountainside, perfect cubes, to build the pyramids and stuff like that. No, they used technology like lasers, and who knows how they hoisted these up. They probably had some anti-gravity stuff. We don't know because they won't tell us.
Well, thanks for watching all this film on ancient people having technology. But I think ancient people really knew lots of stuff. And it's like they had hidden technology. Like for instance, my grandmother was not a specialist in any way, but she could know when the rain is about to come, why it's about to fall, when the rains will end. And I used to see it's very weird, you see. And she didn't have any equipment of some kind, you see. So I'm not saying that this iPhone technology is not good. It's also good vibes. But these old people really knew stuff that we don't know. Now that's where honesty comes in. What you are preaching here, my friend. I hope you pass this video and watch till the end. Hit the like button. Share it with friends. Let's continue watching.
All right, this is the day, April 12th, 2025. The Simpsons made a prediction, and they've made many, and many of them have come true, which has had a lot of people wondering if they are, in fact, time travelers. I'm going to address that in this video. I'm also going to tell you what my muscle testing, my human pendulum testing, told me this morning when I asked about it, because I was feeling the thing, and then I remembered what day it was, so I asked. So hang tight for that. But I want to talk about this idea that the creators of The Simpsons are time travelers. In my spiritual journey, I have come to be open to anything, and that is definitely a possibility. I also know that some of the best art is channeled from the divine. And it's pretty good art because it's like the longest running TV show in history, yeah? Is that true? I believe it's true. But what if these shows, these stories, even some dreams, not just The Simpsons, what if they're not imagination at all, but they're echoes of the future? Or maybe of different timelines, or maybe of simulations that we've already exited. Consider that for a moment. It really feels true to me, this multiversal thing. I do feel as though, I guess in human terms, we can call it time traveling. Yeah. I believe they're doing a little bit of channeling, whether they know it or not. I believe that they themselves opened a portal way back when they started this show. I'm getting a confirmation from my guides right now. Okay, so I did the human pendulum thing, the sway test, which I really encourage you to do. And I talked about doing that yesterday. This is all about you getting in touch with your own intuition, tapping in to realize that you have all these answers. You don't need to go to me or anybody else, but please come back to me, please. I'm not needy or anything. Okay, so yes, I did the sway test and I did the muscle test because I was feeling like something is bubbling up, you know? Do you feel that too? Obviously you feel it too. Hard to tell one day from the next these days. They all feel like something's bubbling up, but I do feel in regards to that someone that the prediction is about, that something's happening. And so I tested and you know what I got? I got a yes. Now, I don't know what that means yet, but I know it's a ripple. And when ripples become waves, right? Even the deepest sleepers start to feel the current. She said ominously. What do you think? You muscle test it. You do the pendulum. Oh, and by the way, if you're staying here a little longer, I promised people I would do a video. Maybe I'll do an extra video, but just try the fingertip test. If swaying isn't available to you, you're not able to stand, or your balance is at issue, try this. Rub your finger and your thumb together and say your name. My name is Alyssa. Oh, it's nice and smooth. Nothing's smooth on these hands these days, but it's nice and smooth. My name is Bart. Oh, it gets a little gritty. That's a no. Think about the applications of this. Wahaha. All right, we'll see you next video. Let me know in the comments what you think. What are you getting with your mussel testing?
We are not talking enough about this. Look at what's going on here. That is a bird that has attempted to build a nest on somebody's doormat. Here's another one. We do not talk enough about how some birds are extremely bad at building nests. Sometimes it's just the quality, like this. They've put in the minimum amount of effort to say they did something. Other times it's a very poorly thought out location, like this bird that built a nest in the middle of this parking lot. These are from the most recent rabbit hole I've gone down, a subreddit called Stupid Dove Nests, where people are roasting these birds for their incompetence. Look at this one, built a nest in a potted cactus. Here's yet another one on a welcome mat, on the handlebars of a motorcycle, in a wreath hung on somebody's front door. This is not real, idiot. Inside the rearview mirror of a parked car, inside this coil of razor wire, on top of this windshield wiper. Someone out there should dedicate themselves to studying this, the phenomenon of incompetence in the animal kingdom, and just how many birds out there take no pride in their work whatsoever. You know who I really feel sorry for? The chick that is going to be born into this environment.